Having been on YouTube for about 10 years now, there aren't too many bands or artists that I haven't been here to see new music from to cover on my channel. But Tool have always been that one elusive bastard that we're just waiting on new music. We're waiting. We know that it's gonna happen someday, at least we think we do. Maybe we'll have to wait 10,000 days, but here, today, ladies and gentlemen, that day has arrived. The first new Tool song in 13 years, Fear Inoculum. Hey everyone, welcome back to ARTV. My name is John, and it's time for a review of Fear Inoculum, the title track and the first song released. I'm not sure if it's exactly a single from the upcoming album of the same name by the metal band Tool. This has been more than a decade in the making after some lawsuits, after some personal stuff with the band just kind of got in the way of creativity. Tool have finally paved the way for this new record to see the light of day. I just want to throw it out there, if it sounds like I'm stuffy as hell and talking through my nose for whatever reason, it's because I have a cold and I can't have a lozenge in right now while I'm doing this review, so I apologize for that. Maynard James Keenan was on the Joe Rogan Experience podcast, and he revealed some things about the upcoming Tool album, including the fact that their music would now be on streaming services, which definitely sent a shiver down my spine because Tool, finally, I can take them on the go, I could be streaming. That's fantastic! Then came the ever more important details that we'd be getting the title track, a pre-order, everything like that first, and that August 30th album date, it actually held to be true. After years of saying it'll be out Q1 2014, 15, 16, 17, 18, 2019 is our magic year. Getting into the title track for a discussion though, I would say I went through 3 different phases with this song. 1, okay, this is solid, but we waited 13 years for this. 2, okay, is that Justin Chancellor's bass really creeping into the mix there? That's sounding pretty good. And 3, wow, this is just fantastic. This is why we love Tool. There's a reserved feeling to it. There's patience, and we as Tool fans had to be patient for quite some time when it came to new material. But this song gives itself the right amount of space. There's times where they lay it on a little bit heavier. You're gonna hear Adam Jones's guitar licks really starting to power up and cycle through, and I love that. I like the lyrical references on this track. There's somebody that's referenced as the Deceiver, and there's obvious implications as to who that could be, but I think it might be a little bit more twisted than that. I mean, maybe it's not just one particular person, maybe it's referring to a movement, and honestly, I really love the title Fear Inoculum because inoculate or an inoculation refers to vaccination, and it's basically saying fear, vaccine being injected into us, whether that be through the media, the stuff that we see every day. There's a reason why everybody is fearful, and I do think that they kind of capitalize on that title here in the title track. It's honestly really difficult to review a song like this because the expectations for this track were so unrealistically possibly and also ungodly high, but I also understand why they were. It's because people crave a new taste of Tool, something out there. And I think a lot of people might be foaming at the mouth with possibly being overexcited or saying, I want to look into every little detail right away and I want to pick it apart. I try not to look at any comment sections, any reviews of the song, just so I wouldn't be swayed. And I'm so happy to report that I actually really do love this song for what it is. What this song actually is kind of a jam session. In some ways, they have extended instrumental phases, which is nothing new to Tool, but I think that it's really, I guess, bold of them, but also very Tool of them in a way, to release a 10.5-minute long song as the first taste that we get from the upcoming album Fear Inoculum. I like that they do kind of step off of the gas pedal in places and allow the instrumental to kind of do its thing to build up a swell. And I like how the drums on this track honestly remind me a little bit of Arto by System of a Down coming out of their track Aerials on the album Toxicity. They have a little bit of a tribal feeling, so I really like what Danny is doing on this cut. And I appreciate the fact that Maynard actually really sells the vocals. I was honestly unsure of how it was going to work into new music for Tool, especially after hearing the good but different comeback album for A Perfect Circle. Tool still very much sound like Tool in 2019, albeit slightly differently, but also in mainly positive mannerisms. The chorus on this track is really memorable, which is definitely good news, a good sign for this song, a good sign for replayability for this 10-minute cut, but also leading up to that chorus, I love the lyric, "Contagion, I exhale you," and then he goes on in this little interlude where the vocals are buried a bit more to say, "Bless this immunity," before getting to the chorus that says, "Exhale, expel, recast my tale, weave my allegorical elegy." It's something that honestly fascinates me with the wordplay there. It didn't strike me upon first listen necessarily, but the more I listened to what they were doing with the instrumental that they had woven around it, the more it made sense to me and really jumped off the page, and honestly made me perk up a little bit, like a little bit of goosebumps down the arm. Finally, the closing passage of this song honestly wowed in a lot of different ways. I really liked that the drumming here came to life in a different way, once again showing their versatility as a band. The bass thrives on this entire track, but it also fits several different molds. And the guitars from Adam Jones, especially in this final part here, they definitely take on a different life. They start to get a little bit louder, the music swells, and then finally it hits that climax and then kind of ends. It reminds me of Vicarious from 10,000 Days in the way that it does that, getting a little bit louder there at the end. Not that that's the only track they've ever done that on, but that was my first Tool song that I fell in love with, so to be reminded of that definitely brings a smile to this Tool fan's face. Now comes the time for me to pass the question off to you guys, the most important question that I can ask. Do you think that it was worth the 13-year wait for Fear Inoculum? Are you impressed? Are you not wowed at all? You're not surprised with the sound of it? Or you're pleasantly shocked at how it's sounding? Do you think it's good? Do you think it's bad? Do you think it's somewhere in between? Honestly, I genuinely do think that it is worth the wait. I'm happy to have this song out in the world. When I woke up today and saw that it was raining outside and I knew that there was new Tool music, it just honestly felt appropriate because it hasn't rained here in quite a while, and now we've got a rainy day, and the darkness of Tool is ascending or descending. Once again, I hope that you see what I did there with that horrible pun. Forgive me, it's the cold talking, but overall, I am rating this song a light 4.5 out of 5. Yes, indeed, a 4.5, because I thoroughly enjoyed this track from start to finish. It's one of those songs that offers a lot of different things on several different levels, and I would love to know what you think, so drop a like on this video and join the discussion in the comments section down below. It feels good to tackle that beast. I'm looking forward to the album on August 30th. You can expect a review over on my main channel. Make sure you're subscribed over there. There's a link in the description. I'm going to be doing a Tool top 10 and ranked possibly, so if you want that, sound off in the comments. And other than that, a couple of videos here, and I'll see you soon for more on Beyond ARTV.